All right, this video is to show you how to use your Fire Stick with Kodi. This is Kodi 17.5, and I have a pulse build on there. The first thing you're going to want to do is when you turn on your Fire Stick, you'll be at the home screen. Go over to Settings and make sure you're connected to your network. You won't even see the home screen if you're not there. But you will be able to get into your network settings. So click on Network, and I can see I'm connected to my network. You can go down over here and hit the play button to check your network status. And that way you can see how good your speed is. Also, if you're just double check and make sure you're signed into your account. If you click on my account, you can see I'm signed into my account. If you want to sign into your own account, hit deregister, and that'll deregister it. And then you put your username and password in for Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, it'll give you access to all the Prime content. If you don't have Amazon Prime, just text me and I'll give you a username and password to use so that you can get past that screen. So I'll go back to the home screen, and you can see I have Kodi right here in the recently used apps and your apps and games. If you don't see it, scroll over to all the way to the right where you have See All. Click on that, and it may be buried all the way down here at the bottom. In which case, say this was the Kodi app, you hit this little button right here with the 3 lines on it. That gives you the options, and you can hit Move to Front, and that'll bring it all the way to the front. I'm not going to do that because I don't want HBO at the front. I like having my set and my Kodi at the front. So I'll click on Kodi. That you have now the pulse build on. If you see down bottom, it's doing the auto update right now. That's a good sign. That means all of your add-ons are being updated, so they'll work nice and quick. If they're not, if your add-ons aren't working, just let it sit for a little bit, and usually it doesn't auto update like mine just did there. I just turned it on about 2 minutes ago, and it went through the auto update. So now it should work pretty quickly. Right now I'm on the Movies tab, and I usually use Covenant. Elysium's fine. Death Streams you can find. If you don't find something in Covenant, you can find it in some of these other add-ons. But I typically choose Covenant for my movies. And usually you can find it in Most Popular. If you pick Most Popular, it's usually the ones most people are watching, or popular movies from, a couple years back. That wheel spinning in the bottom right corner is always a good sign. That tells you that it's searching all the sources online to find the movies that you're looking for. So if you hit the left button and you see it's a list is highlighted, I can change it to big list, thumbnails. Sometimes people like to see it by thumbnails. So there's a new copy of It there, Blade Runner, Wonder Woman. So Dunkirk, there's a lot of stuff in there. And then you see stuff like American Beauty, which is an old movie, Shawshank, popular stuff like that. So I'm going to go back. You can also search for any movie by going down here to search. And if you click search, I pulled up The Conjuring the other night. So I'll click on The Conjuring, or you can just type whatever you want in. The only thing is you have to spell it right. If you don't spell it right, it's not going to find it. So there's The Conjuring. It'll pull up anything else that looks similar to that name. And then you click on the link. I'm not going to wait for it now because it takes about 30 seconds to populate all the sources, but there'll be usually about 200 sources. You can see it found 22 standard def sources already. Now you're up to 52. I usually pick the 720p. If you pick the 1080p, sometimes it buffers, especially if your internet isn't good. You need to have really good Wi-Fi for these to work well. If you are noticing buffering issues, it's usually because of bad Wi-Fi. So there's already 4 1080p sources. I would pick one of the 720p sources. They look great, even on a big screen. And I'm going to go back and cancel out of this just to show you where the TV shows are as well. So this is a little different than what TV add-ons was. So now you used to be able to go into the Covenant app and choose TVs or movies. Now you have to click over to TV shows, and there's different add-ons for that. And you can go into Covenant, You can go by network, which is nice if you like to watch stuff on HBO. Just scroll down to HBO, and everything that's ever been on HBO that's a series is in here, every season. It'll just take a minute to populate. And then, like I said, if you hit this left arrow and change it from list to thumbnails, you can see all the thumbnails. So even like if you wanted to watch Real Time with Bill Maher, that airs on Friday night. It'll be there on Saturday. It's sometimes even there Friday night, an hour after the show takes place. So it's like an unlimited DVR. You can find anything you want. I went back and watched the first Sopranos a couple weeks ago. So that is basically it for Pulse and Kodi. There's other ways you can watch sports. Live sports can be a little hokey at times, but if you look around enough, you can usually find whatever you're looking for. I sometimes watch Red Zone on there. A lot of the UFC fights are on there. If you're into soccer, you can usually find them. There's a kids section. I haven't messed around with this live TV too much. I tend to use Set TV, which is another app, and I'll put another YouTube video up about that. Don't mess around in system music. There's all kinds of different music streams. And that is basically it for Kodi and Pulse.